Somewhere in Cincinnati this weekend, a 19-year-old from the Philippines quietly rewrote her own record book again, and barely anyone blinked because by now, this is just what Alexandra Eala does. On Saturday, at the WTA 1000 Cincinnati Open, Eala faced Romania's Elena-Gabriela Ruse in the second round. It wasn't much of a contest. Eala raced out to a 6-1, 3-0 lead, and Ruse, unable to continue, retired from the match. For anyone following Eala's season, the result itself wasn't the story. It was the number that came with it. That win pushed Eala to a career-high world ranking of 18, 2 spots better than her previous best of 20. And here's the part that should make her rivals nervous. She got there almost effortlessly because she has next to nothing left to defend for the rest of the year. Just 125 points stand between her and the end of the season, which means from this point forward, nearly every match she wins is pure profit. Her ranking isn't just rising. It's about to accelerate. Her reward for beating Ruse is a matchup that, if you know anything about Eala, should terrify her opponent more than her. She'll face Amanda Anisimova in the round of 32, a top 10 American and 2-time Grand Slam finalist. On paper, that sounds like a tough draw for the Filipina. In practice, it's exactly the kind of test Eala has been thriving on all year. Because here's the stat that keeps following her around. Against top 10 opponents, Eala now holds a record of 9 wins and 4 losses, including 5 victories in a row. She doesn't just compete with the best players in the world. She's starting to make a habit of beating them. For a while, the conversation around Eala's game centered on one perceived weakness, her serve. Critics pointed to its lack of raw pace as the ceiling on how high she could climb. But something interesting has happened. That same serve, once considered her Achilles heel, has quietly become one of her sharpest weapons against the players ranked above her. Ask Iga Swiatek, who Eala beat at Wimbledon this year. Ask Jessica Pegula, who fell to her in the final of the WTA Open. Both of them struggled with the very thing that was supposed to be Eala's limitation. Without overwhelming pace, her serve forces opponents to generate their own power, and elite returners who are used to reading speed suddenly find themselves fighting their own timing instead. Add in that Eala is left-handed, which means her serve out wide breaks toward an opponent's backhand in a way right-handers rarely see, and you have a shot that's far more dangerous than the radar gun suggests. She's also refined it. Where her serve once relied on a fairly simple pattern, Eala has added spin and depth, giving her more variety to disguise her placement and keep returners guessing. It's the kind of tactical evolution that doesn't show up in highlight reels but shows up in results, especially against players who are supposed to have every advantage in that department. None of this even touches what's always been true about her game. Her return has long been considered elite, capable of neutralizing big serves before opponents can dictate a point. Her ground strokes are heavy and consistent enough to trade blow for blow with the top of the tour. And her resilience, the ability to fight back from a set-down or rough start, has become almost a signature. Ruse's retirement on Saturday was just the latest reminder that once Eala gets rolling in a match, there often isn't much anyone can do about it. So where does this leave her heading into the back half of the season? A top 10 finish by December, once a long shot, is now genuinely within reach. If she strings together a few more strong weeks, there's even a real conversation to be had about Eala crashing the season-ending WTA Finals, a stage reserved for the 8 best players in the world. 18 months ago, that sentence would have sounded absurd. Today, given how she's playing, it sounds like a reasonable possibility. But all of that is still down the road. Right now, the only thing that matters is Monday, when Eala steps onto the court against Amanda Anisimova, a player who has already reached 2 Grand Slam finals and knows exactly what pressure at the top level feels like. It's a legitimate step up in competition, the kind of match that would make most 19-year-olds nervous. Except Eala isn't most 19-year-olds. She's the player who beat Swiatek at Wimbledon, the player who took down Pegula for a title, the player carrying a winning record against the top 10 into every single one of these matches now. If history is any indication, Anisimova isn't just facing a rising underdog on Monday. She's facing someone who has made a habit of making the sport's biggest names very uncomfortable. The rest of the WTA might still be catching up to what's happening here, but the numbers already tell the story clearly enough. A career-high ranking, a growing list of top 10 scalps, a serve that's gone from liability to trap, and almost no points left to defend for the rest of the year. Alexandra Eala isn't knocking on the door of the sports elite anymore. She's already standing in the room, and by the way she's playing right now, it looks like she has no intention of leaving anytime soon.